Two toy collectors walk into a Walmart. What do they find? Empty pegs. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with yet another video. Right, can you believe it? It's time for another video. What are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about how there's no action figures anymore. I don't care if you go into Walmart or Target. I guess those are the two biggest chains now. I don't see Kmart anymore. Can't tell you the last time I walked into a Zayres. So I'm guessing it's just Target and Walmart and maybe some smaller places here and there. But for the most part, when you walk into a store, we'll stick for this video to Target and to a Walmart, the shelves look like this right here. Now, as you know, this weekend I went up to Tennessee, to Nashville, and I hit a couple of Walmarts and one Target, and it looked like this here, just like it did back home. And I said, why do I even go out anymore? Why do I even go to a Target or to a Walmart when I know it's just going to look like this? So it got me to thinking, maybe it's just my area, but it's not. So what's going on here? And if you look around the toy section, you find out it's not the toy section itself, it's the action figure section. You walk down the aisle and the toy sections look like this right here. So at first I thought maybe this is some side effect to COVID-19, the Cornelius virus. Maybe I thought toys aren't being made. Maybe they're hard to get right now. But when the other toy aisles are looking packed out or at least 90% full, it's hard to blame COVID-19 on that. So what's the stores? Are stores just not ordering? Is Hasbro and Mattel not sending supplies when they are ordered? Now, it seems to me Hasbro's the worst at having empty pegs. Maybe that's because what I'm looking at is more related to Hasbro, but I see it all over the board. Mattel, Hasbro, even every store I went into, that King Kong versus Godzilla merchandise from that film was empty also. But you know what's not empty? Fortnite action figures, Roblox. They might be less on the peg, but they're not completely empty most of the time when you walk into a store. When it comes to the action figure aisle, what is empty is movie-related action figures. Well, there's no getting over it. Action figures based on movies, it's a dying thing. Kids just not into them. Kids that are into action figures are buying Fortnite and video game-related action figures. Hell, I even seen toys based on YouTubers. Who knows? Maybe you'll walk into a store and find a Junkman action figure. If you ever do that, just walk out. You know it's the end of times. Now in my other life, my life behind the camera, my non-YouTube life, I have about 30 years experience working for major retailers, going into stores such as Walmart and Target, stores like that, selling in displays, making sure everything's full, doing orders, working with store managers, department managers, even regional managers, to make sure everything's going as planned. Now, I don't have that much experience with the toy section itself, but I've come to learn no matter what company I worked for, it's all basically the same. Now, I did do a year for Hasbro, but that was back in the 90s as a merchandiser, part-time, and only for about a year and a half. So I'm not going to even worry about that. Things has changed too much. But let's go over some myths that I do hear. First myth I hear a lot is Walmart is just not ordering, or Target. Now, this could be the case if it was one or two stores here and there empty, but it's not like every store is not ordering. And you always hear the store is not ordering the action figures. This isn't the 1990s anymore. Most major stores, Target and Walmart, they're not going around ordering what they need for the shelves. They aren't going around, oh, we need this, let's order this. Most of this stuff is all automatically ordered. They know how much is scanned out of a store, out of the inventory, and that generates an order. Dollar General, Walmart, Target. I haven't seen a major retailer ordering things for stores in a few years. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. If they're not getting something on their inventory, they can go in and adjust the inventory and order something they need. And when you walk around the Walmart and you see that most of the store, not all of it, there's some exceptions, but most of the store, at least in the toy section, is full, it makes you wonder, okay, it's not the automatic ordering system at Walmart or Target. So what's going on? Now, there's one other thing I hear a lot of. It's the scalpers. The scalpers are coming in and buying all the toys, and they're throwing it up on eBay, Amazon Marketplace, or whatever. It's all the scalpers' fault. The scalpers got a scalp. It's terrible. Now, I will give you, scalping is a problem. There's new figures come out. Some scalpers come in and probably buy everything they can. But when you're talking most cities, even small cities, have 3 or 4 Walmarts, 1 Targets. I don't think there's that many scalpers out there in the world. According to the information I looked up, there's about 4,700 Walmarts. And from talking to all you guys out there, I would say most of them are empty when it comes to action figures. And let's just say 2,000 of them are empty. Are you really telling me 2,000 scalpers are hitting all these stores and Target and clearing out the toy section, but yet they leave out Fortnite, probably the biggest selling action figure line there is right now? And before you tell me, well, adult collectors want the movie stuff, the Fortnite figures, although not all of them, the hard to find ones, actually sell for double or triple the price on eBay. So if these scalpers are out buying King Kong action figures that nobody probably wants, why ain't they going over to the Fortnite figures and buying them, or the Robo-Blocks or whatever it's called? I have a lot of people ask me what action figure line is going to be worth something 10 years from now, and I say Fortnite or Robo-Topics or whatever. It's the line that kids are into now. In 10 years, when they get in their 20s and start looking back, they might going to want some Fortnite figures, but we're in a different world now. It's not like the 70s or 80s with Star Wars and some other lines. Everything is bought to be saved now. So nothing today is probably going to be worth like buying a toy in the 80s and keeping it in the package. There are some exceptions to the rule, some rare figures here and there. But let's talk about the scalpers again. Let's say 2,000 stores, 2,000 Walmarts, the 4-foot section, 3 different lines. Each peg holds 4 to 5 figures. You know how many scalpers in the world they would have to be for all these stores to be empty just due to toy hunters and scalpers? It's just not the case. The case lies with the toy companies. But why aren't toy companies filling up these shelves? Fill the pegs! I've seen it hashtag on Twitter. Fill the pegs! Well, again, it's because the movie action figure lines are dying out. I hate to say it, but it's moving more to a collector's market. And with movie action figures being aimed more for adult collectors, you're not going to see them at the store. That's going to slowly be moved over to online sales. And I'm pretty sure that most, not all, the hardcore adult collectors are pre-ordering complete sets online. The days of walking into a store, buying the figures you need for your collection, they're slowly going away. It's like any fad that goes away. Hula hoops, you can still buy them at the store, but kids aren't crazy about hula hoops anymore. There was a time when kids were crazy about baseball trading cards. Guess what? You can still buy baseball trading cards, but kids don't really care anymore. And as sad as it is, that's the way the movie action figure line is going. And there's some other things also to keep those pegs empty. Over the last year, there's been no major movie release to help boost sales, to help Hasbro or Mattel want to ship out tons and tons of figures. With the virus and everything, some movies have made it online, but they just haven't had the impact of a big summer movie where kids are running out and buying toys. I think a lot of times collectors like myself, and you probably out there also, forget that it's going to take more than the collector world to push sales when it comes to toys. They need kids buying them also. But why are stores letting these spaces be empty? But why are they empty? Shouldn't the stores be complaining, hey, your shelf's empty, fill this up or we're going to put something else there? Well, this is where I'll apply my years of experience dealing with mostly the grocery side, sometime over on the merchandise side of the store also. These spaces aren't just given to these toy companies. They're bidded for. Mattel, Hasbro, all these toy companies will bid for their 4-foot section, their 8-foot section, whatever they want. And Hasbro, even if they know, hey, we can't ship this store a lot of action figures because they don't sell, let's just ship what we think will sell out, 2 to 3 cases, and if it's empty, hey, we bought the space. At least it's not going to some rival toy company. Some smaller toy company, maybe Playmates, that couldn't afford to bid on that 4-foot section. So in Hasbro or Mattel's world, they much rather have that space empty, paid for, than having some other toy company take it over. The end caps, the 4-foot sections, they're like real estate. All those store managers are probably not happy with the store looking bad, and they probably are complaining to their regional managers, and I'm sure Hasbro and Mattel's feeling some pushback also. Overall, Walmart makes a lot more money selling that space to these toy companies than the profit they make selling the action figures in that space. So although Walmart does want it to look full because it brings more customers in, it brings in more impulse buys. You know, mom's there to get something from the garden section, kid runs over to the toy section, mom, can I have this? It does increase sales. But overall, Walmart and Target know they're getting a lot of money for these sections. More money than they would get if they sold that same 4-foot section to, say, Playmates or a smaller toy company. So even if Walmart might be losing a few dollars here and there, overall, they're still getting a lot of money from these toy companies for these spaces. So you're not going to see Walmart and Target complaining too much. Hey, we got an empty space, but overall, as a corporation, we got a lot of money for that space because there's a lot of 4-foot sections to add up when you count in all the Walmarts and Target stores. Why not just ship these toys to the store, fill up your pegs, then you wouldn't have to worry about them, let them sit there for months. Well, one, you don't want overstock if you're Hasbro or Mattel. One thing, when all these action figures don't sell and they end up on clearance, it's not hurting Walmart. Walmart will still make their profit. The ones that will be hurt by clearance is the toy companies. And at some time, they're even sent back to the toy companies. Hasbro, Mattel, toy companies, they don't want that. They don't want their product returned back to them. So most toy companies rather just send a little bit in than deal with returns coming back to the company. And that auction for that 4-foot section, that starting auction usually starts based on the inventory levels of that section. Target and Walmart, the bigger ups, not each local store, will take into account how much inventory went into that section the prior year. And that's usually about where the auction prices will start. And then the big companies will bid to try to get the closest to the main aisle, Action Alley aisle. But go look at any other toy section. For the most part, it's pretty full. So let's look again why the action figure aisles are empty. Movie tie-in toys, they're dying. They're just not what they used to be. Kids rather play with toys based on YouTubers. I know it's crazy, and video games. Or most kids are actually playing video games over buying action figures. 2, there's been no real big movie in the last year and a half, mostly thanks to the virus, to really give Hasbro and Mattel a reason to really push out lots of toys. Are stores ordering? No, stores don't order anymore. It's all automatic now. Scalpers? There's just not that many scalpers out there. You might have 1 or 2 in your city. And if scalping was really that big of a problem, just people coming in to buy stuff to resell it, they would be hitting the Fortnite and the real popular toys that don't seem to really have that much of a problem. Again, some areas it might have more of a problem than others. So what's going to happen to the action figure line? Well, I think you're going to start seeing that section shrink down over time. The stores don't want it empty, and the toy companies would much rather shrink the action figure section and move in some other product that is selling. Overall, I think you'll see the toy section of the store start to shrink down, action figures shrinking even more. Now, most stores I go into at Walmart, it's 2 aisles of action figures. 1 aisle all the way down that way, and either a whole aisle on the other side, or over across the main aisle. That will probably go away, where you'll probably only get about a half a section dedicated to action figures. 8 to 12 feet depending on the store. And the toy companies are going to be pushing for the adult collectors to buy them online. Just go ahead, buy the whole set, pre-order it. That's what they're going to be pushing for. They're already doing that pretty much. So yes, I go into a store, I get mad. Damn Hasbro. I even forget. I was like, damn Walmart. But maybe we should say, damn ourselves. Damn the kids. Kids are moving on from action figures. Again, movie-related action figures. Not just Star Wars, and there are some exceptions to the rule. They're all seeing a dip in sales when it comes to movie action figure tie-ins. So sadly, you're not going to see anything change. Sure, a hashtag might be fun. Fill the pegs. But if these toy company knows if they fill the pegs, they're going to be stuck with inventory, they're not going to fill the pegs. So until the movie action figure line sales numbers start to skyrocket in these stores, the shelves will be empty and soon reduce smaller and smaller. Well, that's my take on why the shelves are empty at toy stores. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm totally off base and I'm wrong. Let me know that also in the comments below and tell me what you think. Could it be all due to evil scalpers buying toys and throwing them up on eBay? I don't think so. Now again, let me know. And if I'm totally off base and you think, man, kids still love action figure toys, let me know that also. But don't tell me, hey, my kid and his friends buy movie action figures, because that's no real data right there that your son and his kids play with them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thumb up to know you like my content. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Junkman. Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.